this is my 65-year-old furnace. It's still operating, still works good. I had trouble with my air conditioner, which is working parts are behind that panel. The expansion valve went bad, and in an automobile that's a $50 part. With $50 part with about $250 worth of labor and special procedures for evacuating the system and taking the part out, putting the part in, all that good stuff. But on this part, this is a 23-year-old installation for central air. That part is it's basically what I'm running into is planned obsolescence. The part that I need is only available through Lennox. Lennox only sells repair parts to their authorized representatives. The authorized representatives wouldn't answer my phone call, so the guy that I did call sells a different brand name, which is all of the major brand names are equally dependable. So, to repair the $50 part that I require, this entire section unbolts from the ducting. When it pulls out, there's a condenser unit in here that it's set up like a teepee. There's two of them coming up at an angle. Forced air comes from the base and runs through the condenser, forced air, the coils, because they're cool. They condense the humidity on the air. The humidity falls down to a tray, and the tray plumbs out to this hose here, which goes over across the floor to my shower drain. Pretty simple. What I was facing was, in order to do what was required, I would have to buy a new condenser unit, which is between $300 and $500. And then this is an R22. R22 system. It's 23 years old. I was advised that R22 is becoming hard to get, and when you do get it, it's expensive. So the price for a new central air system was 18. He quoted me off the top of his head $1,800. So I said, okay, go back to the office. Well, write me up a quote, and then we'll make arrangements to get it. The quote turned out to be what was it? $2,100. Well, he gave me the quote for two air conditioning systems. One of them, they're both 3 tons. One of them was, what did he say? Sear 13 and Sear 15, something or other. They're SEER ratings, and the difference between the 15 and the 13, I'm making up numbers as I go along now because I don't know them. Was that there was a 18% increase in electric efficiency. So I got that one. It cost an extra $400. And while I was at it, I said, how much to replace this 65-year-old furnace? So he wrote me a quote for that too, and this is 100,000 BTU furnace. It was before any kind of fuel efficiency rating, long before any fuel efficiency rating. The one that I'm getting has a fuel efficiency of 95 or 99%. So what that does is it allows me to drop the BTU rating, and I can drop the BTU rating because it is more, it extracts that much more heat from the burned fuel and puts it up into my usable ducting. So from there, anyway, for about it's going to be about $4,700. The air conditioner and the furnace is going to match brand names, and they're designed to work together. I also get a rebate back from the energy company. The furnace for the furnace, I get $300 back for the rebate. So that basically pays for the upgrade of the air conditioning system. So it works out. It's gonna end up costing about $4,400 when it's all done and all the paperwork is signed. So we got a natural gas water heater. I installed this. I had a leaking pipe on one fitting that put a hard water sediment coating on the outside of it. It doesn't hurt anything as far as that goes. So I got they're going to have to rework this chimney system. Because this is going away, but this is staying, So I imagine they're gonna just turn this about 30 degrees and hook this into there, I think, because the new furnace has a it's got an electric evacuation fan, and they're gonna run the PVC pipe across the overhead and exit out through the sill plate up there someplace. This is I had problems with my plumbing vents, so this is a vent that exits out the exterior of the building already. So maybe they'll just buddy up on that one. Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, because the furnace and the air conditioner is still partially functional, it only really acts up when the temperature gets up to the high 90s or low 100s, and that's only a few days of the year. So other than that, it puts out 50-degree air. So I'm on their standby list. So what they're doing is they're taking care of customers that have absolutely no air conditioning at all, or the sick or the infirm, whatever. They're taking care of those customers now, and I'm on the we'll see when we have time list. So anyway, that's the update on the air conditioner. And oh, one other thing. Got a stack of lumber here. The new furnace is going to be roughly 34 inches long, and it's going to be 30 inches tall. So what that means is, in order to match up with this ducting up here, and to ensure that we don't have any more problems with flooding. See, this furnace has been in flood water up to here 6 times, and that let me get a flashlight out here. And that puts it came, this burner unit right here. There's a control unit for the gas right here, and there's a plenum right here. And part of that plenum has been underwater, but when the water went down, it shed the water and dried out on its own. But this gas valve here stayed dry. So because of that, this furnace has had high water. Well, you can see the high water mark over there on the sidewall. So this furnace has seen high water before. In the lumber over here, we're gonna build a platform. We're gonna build a platform to raise the new furnace up to about here, so that it doesn't have to worry about flooding again. 2 days ago. 2 days ago, we had a big rainstorm. It was the last rainstorm for 10 days. There's been a series of rainstorms. The last one was 3 inches, and overnight I had water in the basement. And where it comes from is the field tiles. They've got drainage tiles out in the field, and when there was water that comes down in a hurry, the drain tile it doesn't flow the right direction. It pushes back, and then it surfaces in the drains. So you can see I've had water damage in the past, but it's not so bad. And I had last week I had water down here in the basement. Not bad, but I noticed it at the storm woke me up at 4 o'clock. I got up, stepped in water on the floor, and then as I was checking things out to see how far it went, I saw that it had quit raining, and went to sleep. I was gonna deal with it at 7 o'clock in the morning, and it's got up at 7, and it had dehydrated and dried on its own. So I know that the basement will flood again at some point. So we're just going to raise this up and take care of it. I raised the water heater when I installed it new to take care of that too. So anyway, that's the status of Randy's furnace. All right, bye. See ya.